so that we can all learn.
He is taking notes. This call is now being recorded.
Faith, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Yes. So since this is a fireside chat, I want to believe that I would also have the opportunity to see you while we have the discussion.
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm actually waiting for that. Eagerly waiting.
Oh my God. Who is? Of course, you're going to see my face.
Okay. So great. Okay.
All right.
It's nice to see you then.
Yeah. It's nice to have you, Ezekiel. So we are moving on. Everybody, we have to catch us why we are doing this. So welcome, everyone. You all know that this is TestarsQuarter, and we'll make boast to say that we are the most active software testing community in Africa. And we are focused on empowering, aspiring, and practicing software testing professionals. So you know that we have a lot of events that we have during the week, every Friday night. We have weekly webinars by 8 p.m. And we sometimes, every fourth Saturday of the month, we have our global career clinic, like the one we are having today. That's every fourth Saturday of the month, where we have a conversation with an expert in the field, like Ezekiel Udoh, who is with us today. We get to ask our burning questions, our heart-bugging questions about subject testing, about career progression and other things in that cycle. So we also have CV clinics. We have state and country-based community team bonding. Like last year, we had a physical event that is the Turkey Smith Testers here in Lagos at Bagada. We had one. We also had another one that followed almost immediately at Abuja. So 2 years ago, there was also one in Ghana. So we are also building communities everywhere in Africa. So we have one, a channel on the community, that's India, we have Germany. So if you are on this call and you have not joined your country, you can check the community on Slack. So moving forward, we have also job opportunities on our job platform. There is a channel on Slack where we have hiring managers actually there that post jobs every day. And we as a community also, we search for jobs online and we'll post them so that people can join can apply for jobs. And we have actually gotten a lot of feedbacks, how people got some job opportunities on that platform. In fact, there was someone that reached out to me. I've said this before, that I needed an intern, and we came up with the job description. We posted it on the platform, and the person got that opportunity. So, Ezekiel, you might need an intern. Please reach out to us. We have a lot. We have a lot.
So is it just me or did she freeze?
An organization reach out.
I think it's from our side.
What did you say? Did you say something, Ezekiel?
Your line went up before.
Oh, sorry. So I think am I back now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we have testing merchandise where organizations reach out to us that we should help them test the application, and then we'll reach out to people in the community and they test it and they get paid. So that's a few of the things that we do here in TestarsQuarter. So we are moving on. We know that we have a lot of people that are just joining the community, and I would just like to give them a shout out. A lot of you told us yesterday that you just joined the community. So I'm not referring to you. because you are no longer a new member. You have been here at least one or twice. I'm not referring to you. So if this is your first call that you're having with us, I want to see your emoji so that I can give you a shout out. We're so happy to have you. You will love it here. Yeah, this is TestarsQuarter, and all the mentorship and support you need to become that QA engineer that you have always desired to be is right here. So we appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I might not be able to call your name because I'm doing quite a lot of things. Bala, I see you. I see you guys. Dominic, I see you. Al Hassan, I see you. Yes, everybody. Yes, I see you guys. So we are moving on, and I'm going to be introducing our facilitator for today. His name is Ezekiel Udoh, and he has over 10 years of experience in the field. He's a seasoned quality assurance professional with over 10 years of experience, I've said that before, in software testing and product management across API, mobile, desktop, and web application. He is known for his track record of driving quality initiatives, optimizing testing processes, and ensuring the delivery of high-performing products. He's also known for his ability to coach engineering teams on QA best practices. He is passionate about mentoring young professionals and helping them grow in their careers. His blend of technical expertise, leadership, and dedication to continuous improvement has made him a valuable asset in building quality-driven engineering teams. Help me to welcome Ezekiel Udoh to our fireside chat. Ezekiel, you're so much welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Looking at this picture, all of a sudden, it doesn't look like me, but, but it's okay. I mean, and thanks for having me here. And sure, I am eager and ready to have the conversation with you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. Yeah, so we are moving on, and I would just like you to start with a bit of introduction about yourself. Yes, I've introduced you already, but would like to know how you got into software testing, and just give us a background story about your childhood and how that has impacted your career in software testing.
Wow, my childhood, isn't that saying a bit too much? But okay, right.
If you want to
So
know.
yeah, my childhood, I grew up with 5 brothers, right? We're all guys in the house. I don't have a sister. And we lived in Port Harcourt. I've lived in PH almost all my life, really. And it was a very small, closely knit community, right? And I think one of the things I got from there, what I experienced growing up in such a family was the challenge, right? I mean, guys like to like have a few like challenges and adventures. So I got inquisitive at a really young age, and that is pretty much what took me through my young adult life, such that when it was time to enroll into school, my parents decided that I had the characteristics of an engineer, right? So definitely that was a field that they said that I should go in for. So of course I hopped on electrical engineering, and I went to the University of Port Harcourt, which was a world of its own. I mean, Uniport was very, very interesting place to be. So I got out from there. I did my youth service in Sokoto, which is the extreme north. That was another adventure on its own. I'm not going to delve deep into that, but let's just say that taught me survival skills, right? And moving on from there, I went to do my master's degree in the UK. So it was during this master's degree that I discovered there was this thing that they usually do. They had an internship for the summer, and I wasn't pretty much interested in that. I was like, so internship. So what is this? But anyways, let me just try. So they had a career clinic, pretty much like this one, where they announced or they advertised some job vacancies and encouraged people to bring in their CVs and apply to them. I just decided to, okay, let me just try something. I sent in my CV as an engineer, and I just forgot about that because I wasn't really looking forward to it. So I was surprised when they said that one of the companies I said that I would like to try to work at, they wanted a software tester. This is something that I had never heard of before. Um, I felt like, okay, what is software testing? I had to do some kind of research just to be ready. And eventually, I put on my coat, I put on my tie, right? I went to the interview. This was way before, we all went casual in the tech space. And I went to the interview, and I was the only one that was wearing suit and tie. Everyone else was formally dressed, and they asked me some questions. Yeah, so sorry about that. There's just some ambulance passing by. So they asked me some questions about software. They tried to give me some questions to see if I could think around the problem. Pretty basic, but I believe that they were just trying to understand if I had the knowledge and the capability to either follow instructions, right, or to think about how I was going to approach a task. So I did that, and right away they said that I was accepted to the internship, and I should start the following day. So that is how I got into software testing. I was pretty green at that. I resumed work the following day, and I was asked to just execute some test scripts, and that is pretty much what I was doing throughout the whole period that I was there with them as an intern. What did I learn there? I started to learn about test execution, right? I started to spot issues in the test scripts. I said, okay, the software right now is not behaving as described in the test script, so therefore, what do we do? And that's pretty much led me from one role to another, to another, to another, and then, many years down the line, I find myself here having this fireside chat with you guys. So that's a good summary, right?
Yes, that is a good summary because you not only told us about your childhood, but you also said how it was able to help you to become a software QA engineer. And I believe that curiosity is one thing that every QA is one skill that every QA professional should have. So thank you for that answer. And before we move on, I would just like to welcome everybody once again for coming and joining our community. This is TestarsQuarter, a community of software testing engineer, QA engineers. And if you have not joined our community, please do so to join. I'll be dropping the link before the end of this training. So moving
Can
the
anyone hear
tech
Faith?
space now. What you said? What?
We can
Can you hear
hear
me?
you, but we can't hear Miss Faith because at some point her network was glitching or something. I don't know.
All
Okay.
right. Let me just a moment.
We can hear
Please.
you now, though. It seems like a
All
bad
right.
now.
All right. So just a moment, please. I would like to use my Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
It
can.
sounds like a bit. Wale, please
What about
go
now?
on.
What about now?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can hear you now.
Okay,
We
good.
can.
let's just see how that goes.
All right, thank you. So, as I was saying, I apologize for the break in transmission. So I was talking about you working as a senior QA engineer at Grammarly, and how is that like? What's your day as a QA engineer in Grammarly? What does it look like? A senior software engineer at Grammarly. Walk us through your day as a QA engineer at Grammarly.
Okay. So let me paint you a picture, right? So wake up in the morning. Um, Definitely there will be some tasks that were meant to have been worked on yesterday that spilled into today because of some blockers. So first of all, do a to-do list of things I hope to get through during the day. There is a lot of collaboration, right? Since we are pretty much hybrid, so there are days that we go to the office and there are days that we don't. Um, there's a lot of collaboration, talking, syncing, huddling, instant meetings. It is a world where we try to be at the office even though that we are not, right? Everyone is so open to asking questions, open to getting help. If I have any issues or I spot anything that seems off, then I just chat with someone and then we are like on a call. It's a fair mix of research because we're always trying to push the boundaries of what it is that we do, mixed with business as usual. So we're trying to test things, to figure out how to test them. There's a bit that has to do with looking at the MRs that the engineers raise, so that I could see if there's enough test information there and try to assess the risk of what it is that they've changed. Now and again, I get my hands busy with raising MRs of my own when trying to manage the automated testing like infrastructure that we have. There are loads of meetings. Meetings not just in the team, but in teams that work with us. So I will try to paint a picture. We are not just the team that I work with is the Windows team. We work on the Windows application, and it's pretty much like an infrastructure where other people that want to deliver features on that app, they collaborate with our team. So we are pretty much like a platform. So people that are developing like reach out for some assistance, right? Reach out to say, hey, can you help us? Can you do this? Can you do that? So it is nice working with people. The collaboration is really intense. It is really interesting. The technology and the solutions that we actually use at Grammarly, it's very, very brilliant. And every day I wake up and I smile because it's such a good place to work and to learn, because I'm still like learning. I thought I knew a lot, right? But apparently there's still so much to learn. So it's putting me in that stage of continuous learning, trying to be better so that I could eventually transfer this knowledge to anyone that might want it.
Yes, thank you, Ezekiel, for that answer. So I would just like to, please, if you have any question, use the chat box. I have some questions that people have dropped using the form that I shared earlier this week. So if you have any question, kindly use the chat box. You can also use the raise a hand feature if you like to say it verbally. Yes, so Adebowale Adeyinka, you raised a hand. Do you have a question for Ezekiel? Adebowale, you raised a hand.
Yeah, I think that hand was up a while ago. I tried to ask him if he had a question, but the hand was still up. So maybe
Okay.
it's
All right. So let's take one of the questions someone asked earlier. The person was asking, he said, as someone who is just transitioning into the tech space as a software QA tester, he wants to know the cost for the entry level jobs. I didn't quite get it, but I think he wants to know, like someone that's just transitioning to be a QA tester, how can he apply for entry level jobs or internship? I think that's the question.
okay. How can you apply for entry level jobs? there are a lot of job boards, right, that would advertise and say that they are looking for this kind of person, entry level, mid level, senior, and all this. I think that the goal is just to continue applying, right? I I think there's someone that has is Shama, are you there? Okay, she's muted actually. Yes, so you can't get past the fact that you have to keep on trying. Try to look for jobs that need you as an entry level QA. Try to apply to them. Try to network with people, friends, QAs, the QA community that we have, and ask about okay, do you have an opportunity, or is there somewhere that I can collaborate with you? Because at that level, you are pretty much interested in getting the experience, not about, as in not pretty much about the money. It's about the experience. How can I work in cooperation in an organization? How can I work and contribute and learn about how this thing really is in real life, not just to study, but how can I get my hands dirty? So that is the advice. I mean, you keep trying, you network. Sometimes if you see people that are building software and don't even want a QA, it's okay to offer your services for free. Just say, okay, let me just help you test it, right? And the person gets to see that you are doing something, it is helping them, and eventually they might decide to put you on a retainer, or at least you get the experience with which to move on to your next opportunity. So as daunting as that might actually be, just keep trying and don't give up. We can't hear you.
Thank you. So the person's second question was on CV. He wants to know, because I just want to give you like for our community right now, we have a lot of on our community. So we have a lot of newbies on our community right now, because we are hosting a scholarship by like it's starting this month, a 4-week scholarship. So a lot of people are here that are new to this thing. So you'll be having a lot of questions that is related to this today. So somebody also asked, the second part of that question was how they can build a very good CV. Part of the training they are going to be having this week, next week, is on CV as well. We are going to be teaching them how they can craft their CV and how experience can be relevant to the new roles that they will be applying for right now. So we are going to pass that. Okay, don't worry, we are going to teach you that in class as you start your boot camp next week. So
Sorry, can I say something about that?
Yes, please.
The CVs that I have, the one that I've actually had for many years, I had to get someone to like a CV professional to help me craft it. I mean, I can't tell you that I know exactly what it is that they're looking for. So people that teach about CVs or the best way to actually write them, I would say that you should use them because they know better. So I think that you are in good hands with the CV thing that will be coming up.
All right, thank you. So moving on, I have somebody's hand raised. Beatrice, your hand is raised. You have the floor, please. You can ask your question.
All right, thank you so much. Good morning, Ezekiel, and thanks for being here. So my question is, at what point do you realize that you need to start applying for a senior level role, not because of the years of experience you've had, but is there like a certain criteria that you think you might need to right, for you to be able to know that, oh, okay, it is time to start applying for senior positions as a quality assurance engineer or software tester?
Okay, so what is that point? That point is not, it's not something that dawns on you. It's something that you desire, right? So let's say that you've been working as a QA for a few years, and okay, what I did was it occurred to me that, wait, oh, how do I grow? How do I do more than I'm actually doing now? What is that criteria for a senior level role? So it's all about going to start to ask two questions. The first one is, in my organization, what is the career path, right? What's the next step? What do they need to see that would qualify me as a senior QA? So you ask those questions, you speak with your manager, and the person will tell you, okay, fine. If I see you doing A, B, C, D, and then that means that you're eligible for a promotion, then you start to chase that. That's fine. On the general scene, let's say you want to apply for a senior role in a different company, you have to look at what do people need from senior level QAs. You start to look at job ads. Okay, a senior QA must do A, B, C, D, E. If you open 10 of them, you pretty much see some kind of similarity that cuts across all 10. So you now start saying, okay, if I lock these things down, then it means that I can apply for those things. So it's something that comes from inside. You desire to be. It's not something that people will push you to do. I want to be a senior QA. I feel like I'm at this stage of my career that I have mastered this level and I want to go to the next level. So these are the things I have to do. Then you go and study them and you get them and you apply.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you.
Yes. So we have other questions here. Thank you so much, Ezekiel, for that. We have other questions here. And just a moment, please. I'm having some network difficulties here, and it's making me lose some progress here. Okay. Yes. So somebody also asked, how would you advise how would you advise the expectations that he just got a new role? That's his first QA role. And his background has mostly been in manual testing. So he wants to know how he's going to handle his expectation for a new role he just got in QA.
Okay. Your background is good enough. I mean, manual testing is invaluable. You can't test something. You can't just start writing some automated test scripts. You need to know how to assess the quality of any software that you're working with. So that is already a wonderful place to start. How do you handle that role? When you're just starting, right, you have to imagine that you're a sponge. Soak up everything. You're working with the people, you see what they say, you see all the advice that they give or all the complaints that they have about the software. Soak it up. All the information that they tell you, okay, this is how to do ABC. Be open to learning, and learning not just about the software, but about the team, about the process, about the people. You have to understand where you're working and who you're working with, right? That helps you pretty much get along. You have to insert yourself into the process so much. Never be away from the team. If they're discussing on how they implement something, be there. How they want to do something, be there, right? If they are trying to like troubleshoot something, be there. Always ask, okay, so how is this thing working? How is it being built? How are you, as in, how are you checking for issues? How are you debugging? What caused this error and how did you solve it? You are learning about the software. This company, what is our most valuable software? Who are our customers, right? What are those things that we need to protect each time that we go live to make sure that our customers don't have issues? What are all the issues that our customers have had, and how do we stop them from like happening? It's you are pretty much going like into a spiral, right? But a spiral to make sure that it's not just about the software, it's about the people that you're working with, because you cannot do anything without collaborating with that team, and about what gives my company success and making sure that you chase that. What makes my clients happy, right? Once you do those three things, learning about the software, the people, and what gives that company value, then you are positioning yourself to be someone that is aligned with the vision, and that will set you on the right path. Hello.
Yes, thank you, Ezekiel, for that. I really appreciate. So moving forward, we have We have Ambrose. He just asked a question. He said, how do you handle testing under tight deadlines? How do you handle testing under tight deadlines?
The classical speed versus quality thing, yes. That is an age old. I'm facing that even right now. Okay. You would never have there are times that you may not have enough like as much time as you need to test something. So what works? What works is, I think you should approach it from the risk-based viewpoint. What are the most critical things to us or to this release, right? What are those things that we have to make sure that work before any other thing? If anything is to break, what are those things that must not break? So you start to test from the most critical all the way down to the least like important. That is a surefire way of doing that. If you are always seeing that you are in that firefighting mode, right? Or okay, we have to test quickly and then we have to like this. You first of all approach that. If you want to go a step further and you think about, I always see myself in this situation, right? Where I'm always testing, and there's no time. What are those things that I can do or that I can propose to the team that we do so that whilst the software is being built, we are taking care of those critical things so that when it comes to me, I can say that all the highest risks of this software have been taken care of, and I cannot have more time to take care of the other ones. So that's where you now start to hone your quality assurance, like process. What are those things? Unit testing, the feature flags, all those kind of things, right? Or even making sure that once the work is being, when that task is being defined of the things to be done, you are creating your test cases so that that engineer can actually see what they have to do when they say that this thing is done, so that pretty much 60 or 70% of that is covered, or everything is covered, and you know that based on what you've done, you have taken care of the basics, and now you have to look for the edge cases and all those other things that might go wrong. So that helps you to balance. So lean more on early testing rather than quality control, where you have to actually test out the entire software. That will help you save time.
All right, thank you so much for that, Ezekiel. And I have Akonde here. He said, as a manual tester trying to transition into automation space, what roadmap would you advise the person to take? Note there is no single coding idea yet. Yes, he has no coding experience. He's trying to transition into automation. He wants to know.
Okay, what will I say? First of all, automation is good, right? I don't think there's any job role that wouldn't require you to have an idea of coding, of how code behaves and functions. So automation is a good way to get into that space. If you have no idea of coding, you need to have an idea of coding. You need to get that idea. Let's not mix words. You cannot escape it. So you have to start from somewhere. But that place is okay. What kind of automation do I think I'm interested in? First of all, what kind of applications are you interested in? Is it mobile? Is it API? Is it web? Where do you gravitate towards mostly? Do you find that testing APIs is good for you, that you love it the most, or web or mobile? Then it now makes sense to learn a test automation framework for those things that you are interested in. So if it's backend, you can go and learn something. Okay, fine. Postman, Newman. What do I do? That is the easiest thing to actually learn. Then if it's front end, of course, you have your Cypress, Playwright, all those other things. If it's mobile, Appium is, just so for each of those tools that you want to learn, there are a lot of resources online. I know that some testing communities have people that teach these tools, and it's pretty much free. Some on YouTube. Go and study, go and read, and try to do it yourself. Looking at videos is only going to get you so far, but every day spend at least 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes, try to program something. Okay, what is this if else? What is this contains this? What is this base URL is equal to? What are environments? 30 minutes is all you need each day. And in the next 6 months, you should be at a place that you be like, I think that I understand this thing a bit. And you continue to build from there. So book a calendar, meeting with yourself every day at the same time, and know that this is the time that I'm going to study this thing. Start with half an hour. And if you find out that you have that interest, it will naturally grow from half an hour to an hour. But start from somewhere. Start from 15 minutes, right? And see how that goes.
Yes, thank you so much. A journey of 1,000 miles. They definitely start with a step. So take it one step at a time. It can be overwhelming with automation, with a lot of codes. And sometimes those codes can become like ants that they are just playing around your screen. And you just wonder, what do I have to do next? So just a step at a time and you will get there. So somebody said, someone also asked a question, just a moment, please. Yes, about cybersecurity. She wants to know, that's Toyosi Oyewale. She said, I want to know if software testing is part of cybersecurity.
Is software testing part of cybersecurity, which means is cybersecurity the umbrella and software testing is just a part of it? I would think it's the reverse. Personally, I mean, any activity that involves checking to see if there's a risk, that is you are testing for something, right? So let's just say that in pretty much in every in some aspects of tech, you always test for something. You always make sure that what you're doing, right, meets some level of expectation. So there is a bit of testing in everything. In cyber security as well, you are understanding the vulnerabilities, the security gaps, and you are doing that by analyzing, by testing, by. So I would say that it's the reverse. There's a component of software testing in a few of these other like career paths or programs or specializations.
Thank you for that answer. Yes, let's move on to another question here. Do we have somebody raising a hand there? So what skills, that's Isioma, she was asking, what skills should I focus on as a beginner in QA? Skills.
Skills. Soft skills, right? Now, like I said, if you are starting off in a career in testing, if you want to become a QA, you can't do away with the soft skills. The soft skills being things like you need to try to be attentive, to observe, to work in a team, to be inquisitive, to research, right? To learn, to take corrections, especially, right? You take corrections, you take up that knowledge, and you try to strive for excellence. You are not afraid to make mistakes. You do something and there's a problem. Okay, that's good. You've learned from that issue, right? I mean, that's that like problem. You learn from that and you try again. I know that okay, I did this thing like this before, but now I'm doing like this, and then everything's better. So always learn from mistakes and build that up. Um, Celebrate your mistakes, and pretty much those are the things that will turn you into a mentor eventually, because you have stories and you can say that when I did this, this happened. So focus more on those skills, right? But once again, you be a sponge. Learn, soak up, observe, acknowledge. And when you are asked to do something or when you have a task, do it to the best of your ability, and do not be afraid to ask for some review. Okay, I did this thing like this. Is it good? What do you think? Is it great? And when the person says, okay, it's good, ABC, change 1, 2, 3, do that and keep on learning and going in that direction. So you drop your, I mean, just be an empty cup and let them, and people's knowledge and experience should fill you. And from there, you get to practice, put yourself in the middle of the team, the software, the company, absorb, soak it up, and you're on your way to becoming a professional.
Yes, thank you so much for that answer. Yes, if you would succeed in this QA role as a QA engineer, you have to be ready to learn. And that's why we are so big on learning and learning at TestarsQuarter. If you are not doing any other thing, you're just coming to our webinar, definitely you will you will always be updated with new things that you have to, new skills that you have to have as a QA engineer. So thank you so much for that answer. And let us take a voice and a question. Do we have anyone that is raising a hand? Let me check. Yes, I think Eunice raised a hand. Please, you can go ahead. Eunice. Eunice, you have the floor, please. All right, if she's not there, yes, we have Ibironke Yekini on the call. That's our CVO for TestarsQuarter. She has a lot of questions, actually. Please, you have the floor, ma. Ibironke, you have the floor.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ezekiel. It's nice to have you here.
Nice to
Okay,
be here.
so I have two questions. As someone who understands both functional and non-functional testing, how would you personally handle pressure and hits when systems are expected to perform optimally under high load?
Okay. First of all, what is the goal, right? What is most important to that company? Is it the functional or the non-functional? I mean, there are companies that do not mind, that have an application so little that they don't care if the load is a lot, right? They want to be able to take that load though, but it's not priority to them. So in that case, you can decide to descope it. For the functional parts, right? If it is very, very important, you have to make sure that you are 100% on point. You are working so hard to make sure that everything just enters, like as in everything just makes sense. So know the priority of the company. What are you going for? If it's a company that has a software that has to do with both of them, both functional and then the non-like functional, definitely you have to set up a system that makes sure that you address both, right? Both have to run concurrently. You can be running your load test while you are testing something, and that's fine. So you have to attack it from all angles, right? And then make sure that everything is just, all the requirements are satisfied. That's very important.
Awesome. Thank you. So my second and last question would be that in your experience,
Mhm.
do you think extended penetration testing always leads to a stronger system, or can it sometimes expose too many vulnerabilities?
Now, I would not say I am an expert in security testing, but one thing that I do know is if a system is to be secure, it's either you learn that skill or you get people that can actually do it. But in my experience, right, I know that I always want to put my best foot forward, like making sure that if the system is prone to vulnerabilities, what are the immediate things that you can do around that to make sure that even though that you are not really testing that system specifically for those things using your bot tools and all these kind of things, but you are making sure that it is as secure as possible in terms of authentication and what have you. So test around for like a while, right? Test around it. Just spend some time making sure that as an this system you have captured the things that you can, and then when it's time for the real testing, then you now realize that it's either you have to prepare yourself for it or you have to get someone that is skilled in that thing. But definitely protect your software. Make sure that all those requirements are satisfied. Get help when you can't do it yourself, and don't be afraid to say, look, that we need this thing, and therefore this is one of the most important things. If it's not done, we can't move forward.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I think that answers my question. And thank you for the questions so far. I've been enjoying this session. Thank you, Faith. Thank you,
You're
everyone.
welcome. Yes, get help when you need help. Yes, I like that. I like that part. And I believe the security experts that we have here also would like that, because a lot of people like to do something that they are not expert in and they will just say, I know how to do it a little bit. But security is something that should be taken with a lot of utmost importance. So moving on, I would like to ask at this moment, Ezekiel, you have a family, whether married or whether whether married or your nuclear family, you have a family. So, and definitely software testing is something that takes a lot of work. I mean, and a lot of attention. You might just be waking up and they want you to update a test, and to be sure that the application is up and running. How do you balance work and life?
Okay. It is a delicate balance. It's very delicate. You can't escape both. Work is part of life, family is part of life. We live, right? And every human being has different sectors. Just imagine a circle that has different segments of family, finance, social, whatever. Yeah. Fact is that you are still that human being. And there are times that the size of each of the segments will increase because you are spending more time at work, but eventually you have to balance it. So it's something that you have to continue working towards. If today you see that you are not paying so much attention to the family, tomorrow you have to make up for it. If the reverse is the case, you have to. So it's a constant balance of how can I make up for, since I know fully well that I might not be able to split my time equally. So you are catching up, making up, catching up in this way, making up in that way. So what also helps is the type of work that you do. If you overburden yourself with a lot of jobs, if you have like 2, 3, 4 jobs, then definitely you will not see that you're having a problem, right? Even though that your family needs money, but they still need you, right? So what are you going to do? So those kind of conversations, discussions, you analyzing what is best for me, what is best for my work, what is best for my family. You take that decision and understand that all parts are important, and you have to apportion the right time to each of them every day. And if you can't, you have to make it up the next day. So that balance brings understanding, right? And is how people can handle this load of this thing called work-life balances.
Yes, thank you so much. So we are in the world of AI testing now. AI is everywhere, and it's like everybody is just trying to catch up with AI, or is the AI that is catching up with us? So I want us to talk about AI in testing. Is it a friend or a foe? Is it something we should be careful about? Because a lot of times before, if somebody is giving a PRD, you have to sit down, you read it and digest it before you can get your test cases. But it's very easy now. You can just get on a testing tool. It's going to give you everything like your test cases. When should we when should we, like, let us talk to us about how we can find the balance in using all these AI powered tools in writing test cases, generating test data, and things like that.
All right. The topic of AI is a very interesting one because Grammarly is an AI assistant, right? And
Yes.
that has actually exposed me to. I don't know. Who is using Grammarly right now?
Yes, I am using Grammarly.
Can you guys, as you just raise your hand, because I was using the software before I joined the company, and it is because of their offering that made me want to join, right? And I would say that tool, it's actually one of the best tools. And if you're not like using it, please do, because testing is not just about manual testing, automated testing, but if you see typos in your communication, in your branding, that will automatically just cause the user to lose confidence. So please get that, very important. AI in testing is almost the same way. AI comes to help us to make our testing easier. So write me tests for login, write me tests for this. Most of them are into test generation, right? So they generate tests. Some advanced ones are into integrating with your CI to help you to run tests and check results. It's an assistant that would try to help you to get things done or help you to take care of some aspects so that you can focus on other things. It is a friend, right? It is not dragging work with you, right? But if you do not understand it, if you do not rise above it, if you do not learn to work with it to make your job easier, then you now start seeing it as a foe because it is doing the things that you're doing and you cannot do like anything more. And some companies have actually said that, look, that with the rise of AI tools and tech these days, we want to let go of our people because if it's to write test case, if all you can do is to write test, then I can just say, hey, test real or I test more, do this thing for me, and you're done, right? But quality assurance, the craft quality, it rises above that. It is not just in I'm executing tests, much of it is around thinking about things, right? Thinking about the business logic, thinking about how this thing would work, how people use this thing other than how we intended for it to be used. I was talking to someone yesterday, and I was saying, and we're talking about the edge cases of software, and I said, okay, if you see a login form, email and password, we expect that people will just type in email, password, and then that's it. So that's what your test. So that's what the dev will test. But what if I drag a file and drop into into that password field? It makes no sense. Why would somebody do that, right? But that is why they call it edge case and trying to break software. You are thinking outside these things. If you ask a test and an AI like testing to try to do it, it will not bring that as an option,
Yes.
right? So you are looking at the risks in a like from the perspective of being a human being and trying something totally out of the box, which AI might not be able to do right now. Maybe eventually it will do. I think it will do that. But once again, it is helping you to consider some things while you are focusing on more processes, more innovative ways of breaking the software and protecting your company from brand reputation loss. So I would say that everyone should pretty much get on board, because this is not going like anywhere. Leverage these tools, right? Claude, GPT, and all these other things. Leverage them, use them, and let them work for you as you are trying to get more knowledge or get things done. They actually save time, and I would say that's it to be a good thing to learn, right? And embrace and not see as a competitor.
Yes. Thank you so much for that answer. So there were some things that he said about software testing there. It is not just about checking if your test cases are passing or failing. You have to take like control, like you take the overall quality of the application as your priority as a software engineer, as a QA tester. Yes. So I would like to ask another question, and this one will be focused on automation testing. I've seen a lot of testers who they know little or nothing about automation, yet they are thriving in their careers. So, and some of them are even in leadership positions. So I want to know, I know that automation is something that is very, very important for people to learn, but what is the hype about it? Is that is that is that supposed, because there are a lot of people that writing code is like you want to put the weight of the whole world on their head. So is it compulsory for you as a QA engineer to learn automation, or you can just be in your manual corner and be thriving there, please?
Okay. There's this funny skit saying they have left you behind. So definitely, if you say you want to, I mean, what is the resistance to code? So the world is moving somewhere. The market is moving somewhere. You can see people hire QAs just because they say they know automation, even if they don't know how to test. But they have that on their CV. They've said some big things and they hire them. So the question is, do you want to be able to get a foot into the door if the market demands it, or do you want to insist that no, I'm not moving? And don't move. So, but that is just the market part of it, right? Because this is what that market wants. If they say that they want someone that knows, as in that knows three things, and you have just one or two, and plenty people have like three, and they're like 100, they will look at those guys first for you. So good luck on that. Another thing is the tech space, right? Since we are in the tech space, and automation helps save people time, save companies time. I have 100 test cases to actually run, and I've done a script that runs the 100 for me while I'm doing other things. It is return on investment, right? It was taking me 1 day to do a full regression, but now it's taking me half a day. People like to hear companies like that because they are spending money on more important things while automation takes care of that. So they expect you to come and be efficient, help them be efficient. You have to offer that knowledge, you have to offer that skill, offer that promise of, I am here to make your work better and to save you cost. Your customers get value quicker because I've run testing quicker. It's a good thing, right? It's not easy, no doubt, some people have that flair. Once they pick up a language, they are, they're experts. But people run fast, people run slow, but everyone is headed in the same direction if you're consistent. So it might be a rave, you might kick against it because people are making so much noise about it, but let go of the despair and of the challenge. Don't see the challenge as a finger into your eye. Just see it as an encouragement, right? We are going somewhere. Will you follow us? We are entering a car going to Sokoto. Do you want to walk instead? You can walk, right? But some people will get there faster, right, than you. But also also to actually note, an automation engineer is no good if they do not know how to test, first of all, right?
Yes.
You need to understand software, business logic, business goals before you can even write tests that matter. So that's why that some manual QAs, I have seen some jobs where they expect the manual QAs to test the system, define what is important, and give to the automated guys, fine, automation engineers, come and test and come and build this thing, right? So, but if you are an automation engineer that you know how to test, you know how to assess for risk, you know how to call things out, how to chase defects, and you're building some software to enable you to do it faster, then that is excellent. So one cannot go without the other. Learn the manual testing first, be good at it, and apply that knowledge in your test automation.
Yes, thank you so much for that answer. My people, the battle to get into some of this workplace now is getting tense. Like, was it last week somebody told me about a job opportunity and I was asking some people for their CV and they sent me somebody's CV. If you see the programming languages that this guy wrote there, I have to be asking that is he applying for a developer job or a QA because it was so much. So then, like it was like a group. So the other people that sent me their CV, they were now like, please don't send that guy CV. Don't send that guy CV because a lot, it was too much. So, but there's nothing like too much. So, and I like your answer, Ezekiel. You said take it one step at a time. The challenge is not something to push you away. It is something that is supposed to stir up something within you that, okay, this thing that everybody is talking about, let me take it one step at a time. But the first thing is you must understand the concept of testing QA as a thing, and then once you have been able to grab the full perspective of quality assurance, how it affects businesses and everything, then start seeing how you can now bring automation into your testing. So I see, thank you so much about that. And before we round up this meeting, we'll be rounding up shortly, but we are still going to take a question or two. But before that, I would please want everybody to write like something that you learned about this webinar. It's been so interesting, it's been so insightful. A lot of questions have been answered, and I would like you on LinkedIn, just write something about this webinar, tag Ezekiel, although it is very difficult to mention Ezekiel, but please still call his name so that when he's a big man on LinkedIn, if you mention him, it will not accept. But just type his name there, and anytime somebody, try to check for Ezekiel on LinkedIn, they will see that he has done something for us in this community, and we are so grateful. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. So I saw Beatrice's hand was raised before, but she has dropped it. I'm not sure if she still has any question for us, but I think we don't have any other person that has any question. Do we have any other question before we round this up? Do you have any question before we round this up?
I see some questions in the chat. They're quite a lot. I don't think we can get through them all, but
yes.
Maybe if you would like me to answer them, maybe to write some things about it, then I could. But once again, I'll leave you to decide how best to handle this.
Okay.
But it has been fun. Thank you so much for for
Yes,
the
that's fun.
for the questions. Very, I mean, made me think a lot. So I'm happy that I was able to join. I'm happy to meet you finally.
Yes, yes, happy to meet you finally. Yes, so Isioma, you have the floor, please.
All right, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Your lecture has been very interesting and highly knowledgeable.
Thank you.
Well, I'm trying to retrace back to what you said concerning AI as an assistant, using AI as an assistant. Well, I was told by a senior QA tester that using an AI in QA testing is like you are killing yourself slowly. At the end, it does not make you to think critically, and at the end, you find out that you don't know anything about software testing. So you, in the other way around, you are saying that you can use AI as an assistant. Please, can you just help me clarify that? Thank you.
Excellent. So the word is AI assistant, right? It helps. So I said that you can use it, right, to generate some test cases, but you are not, but that is not law, right? I mean, even when you Google for something, there's always like a disclaimer saying that generative AI is like experimental or is whatever, right? So you should not take everything as word. AI assistants help you. If you ask for test cases to do this, it will give you some test cases, yes. But you, right, as the QA have to understand the business risk and say, okay, that I'm actually meant to test A, B, C, D, E. If I'm asking it to do these things for me, yes, it will give you some options. Then you choose, okay, which ones make sense, which ones don't make sense. You are never to just say, give me this, and then when it does that, you now use it, and then that's the end of it. You are the one that understands the company, the people, the software. So always use that to get some answers, right? But you have to filter, right? You have to always keep on thinking, okay, what, like, is this useful? Can I like use this, or do I have to like research more, or do I have to think more? But always don't use AI to replace your thinking. It helps, it's an assistant, but you at the end of the day will get to say, okay, what can I take? Do I need to think more outside the box because this hasn't catered for all the use cases that I would that I've thought about? But it helps nonetheless. And yes, use it, right? But then be like picky, right? And try to understand if it helps you or not, but always research. AI should not replace your thinking. That, I mean, that's the bottom line, but it's a good assistant, like nonetheless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ezekiel. So I would like to ask this question. I checked your experiences on LinkedIn, and I noticed that you had worked in a fintech before. And there's this conversation about fintech testing that it is kind of special because there are a lot of because there are a lot of things to pay attention to, and because it involves money as well. So
Mhm.
I would like you to talk a little bit about fintech testing. Because now you are not in fintech, right? And definitely there will be a difference. I want you to talk about it.
Okay. Yes, fintech is the world of money. And as we all know, when you are managing people's money, it's one of the most sensitive things, right? People can afford if you mess up their profile on an e-commerce app. But when you play with the money, Naira and Kobo, you are looking for trouble, right?
Mm.
So when you're testing, when you're working in fintech, everything is important. Everything is important because the brand of the company, the brand name, the brand reputation is at stake. You are to know everything about the software, from what technology, what stack was used to build it, common problems, how to check logs, how to test, the integration, right, between this and the other ones. And I mean, I can recall when I was working there, if you make a change to a core system that 5 other apps that are outside your team actually using, when you change that system, you must run the regression test of those 5 apps as part of your release, your release the documentation to say we've changed this. Every other part of this company is fine. So yes, it's quite intense, but it is very rewarding. I know that I learned a lot from my from the fintech era of my life, So yes, you need to be on your toes, and you need to bring your A game. But now, not being in fintech, I realize that the same is still the case, right? There's no place that you go to that would expect that you bring your B game. Right? You always have to make sure that you are on top of your game, and you are protecting the company. You are pushing things for that, and you make sure that the output of the company is always good, right? So no matter where you find yourself, fintech or otherwise, some companies might actually be more intense. I thought that moving out of fintech that I was going to have it a bit easier, but that was not the case, right? But it is not a it is a good kind of pressure. It's a pressure to be better. It's a pressure to like deliver more. So I've also learned a lot like outside it. So bring your A game to every opportunity that you find yourself. One is not more important. Some are peculiar, but if you always make sure that you're on point and you're on top of your game, then you will succeed anywhere you find yourself.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And I will just to round this up. I think I've tried to round this up several times now.
But I'm here if you want to ask questions. I'm here. You can ask me a few more.
All right. So to round this up, I know you are working in Germany, right?
Mhm.
Yes. And QA QA in Nigeria and other African countries, they usually face some challenges that has to do with limited resources, skill gap. Some even deal with the kind of payment, remuneration and evolving industry expectations. So how can QA in Africa, the community in Africa, how can we collaborate with other Western communities to help support and develop our skills and to make us up to standard with the world out there?
Mhm. Let me answer your question from the reverse, right?
Mm.
I will tell you. Well, it is not a secret per se, but the same way people need QAs in Nigeria and the rest of is the same way that people need QAs out here. In fact, Germany is one of the top tech hubs. They recruits IT specialists because they are in need of them, right?
Mm.
And the the knowledge that we have based on experience and all the things that we read online, go to blogs and everything, is the same knowledge that they require here, right? Yes, it's a bit specialized because they actually expect that based on your experience, you should know one or two or three things, and that is actually what like motivated me to come out here and see how I could improve myself, right?
Mm.
So collaboration wise, you have to be visible. You
Okay.
attend your some activities, you approach some QA testing like companies or firms or establishments, the Ministry of Testing and Tech Hubs and all those kind of things to try to say that we are here, we are this, we are that, and how can we partner to do ABC, right? So I think there's been a lot of visibility that the ANST has gained. I think working with ISTQB at some point or trying to foster that kind of collaboration in some way, and also the work that some of our members are doing in creating like videos, tutorials on how to test. I mean, those things bring visibility, and those things are very good. And I think that work should actually continue. Um, Mentoring like opportunities. I think there is ladder and even testify too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
these things are as such that once you publicize and people see that this establishments are geared towards increasing the knowledge in this particular track in this like career, then they'll be encouraged to partner, right? And say, okay, so this is what you guys are doing, which is very good. How can we also contribute so that we are growing this career path like together? So be visible, network, right? And take opportunities, right? I mean, don't feel like we are behind because we are actually kind of ahead.
Mm.
I'll tell you that we are quite ahead, but we feel like we are behind because we just don't know what is being done here. So research, have fireside chats like this where I say we'll talk about it and explain things, and you now say that, oh, okay, So if I just do this one, then that means that I can work at that international level. Everybody can really. There is no barrier to entry. Once you know your stuff, you are definitely going to be a candidate if you want to apply for jobs that are overseas. So I would say that we are already there. We just need to take that chance and apply, and then see if it works out.
All right, thank you so much. So this is a baby question to this question that I
Go on,
just asked now.
go on.
So there's somebody on this call. In fact, there are several people on this call that would like to have opportunities abroad, like in the West. Give them like a word. What should they do
Okay.
better, and how can they go about it?
All right. The first thing is
Abroad.
look at the country that you are interested in. It's always
Okay.
good to find out their immigration laws, because some people do not find it harder to hire from a different country and relocate you. Some find it like easier. There are some countries in Europe that easily do that. I think Malta, maybe Estonia. There are a few of those other ones that when they want to hire you, they can relocate you and bring your family. Then you now say, okay, what are they looking for? When they tell you what it is that they want of a female, you make sure that you craft your CV accordingly, explaining how you've done those things. That always gets them to have an interest in you. Once you have that interview, I'm sure that you're going to crush it, and they'll give you an offer and you move. Really, it is pretty much location dependent. I know that when I got here, Germany was rapidly hiring from all countries, right? But now it seems like that opportunity, it's a bit harder for them to hire and wait for you to come, because visa like processing times and everything. So they'll rather hire, people from some select places. They won't tell you that this is why that they are. I'm bisschen Deutsch. I'm bisschen Deutsch. Yes. So they won't tell you that that is why they are not accepting your invitation, your CV. They'll tell you that, oh, sorry, but I'm more candidates A, B, C, D, E. But they won't really tell you that it's because that you are there and they cannot wait for you to get a visa and come over. But some companies still do that, but not a lot. UK is a bit stricter, but I find that Europe is a bit more like welcoming in terms of the relocation package that they have. So look at the country that offers you that, package yourself well, and ace the interview. Really, I actually feel like anybody can. It's just looking for a company that will agree to sponsor you and bring you over. That's just it.
All right, thank you so much for that answer. So I can also say that some of you have been trying to jack all along. I want to go and do those menial jobs. The reason why you have not gone is so that you'll be a QA engineer and you and you go and you eventually get a very good job when you get there.
The
All
thing
right,
is,
so
okay, sorry, go on. No, go on. Sorry.
I'm with you. Yes, you can.
No.
Go
Look,
ahead.
any opportunity you find, if you know what you want, if it's your heart desire to leave and Japan, go somewhere, please do. Right? Do. And then when you get here, yes, you can now say, okay, maybe that I'm doing something, but then I cannot switch like QA. If you find that opportunity, please do. I mean, like, it depends on what you want. But Nigeria is such a lovely place. Oh my God. I don't want to come back.
Come back home.
I'm thinking of coming back. I'm thinking of coming back
Come
because
back home.
there are some interesting things that one has to do.
You
Some,
miss. You miss them, Abby. You miss all these. Don't let me call the names. All right. Thank you so much. We are so happy to have you, Ezekiel. Thank you for honoring this invitation. We did not pay you anything. So even if you pay you in Naira, how much is it going to convert over there?
No,
So we are so happy to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to have been here.
Thank
Thank you
you
guys
so
for your questions. Thank you for attending, and hopefully speak to you all sometime.
All right. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.
All right.
So guys, we have come to the end of our fireside chat. All our scholarship students, we are going to drill you in the next 4 weeks. So get ready, okay? Let your laptop be ready and your data, get your data. You will need a lot of data. You will need your laptop, your phone, and everything. So it's not going to be difficult. Yes, I see Isioma was asking me that her head is about to burst and how is she going to cope with all these things. So we are going to start from the from from the from the foundation, yes, like ABC. So you enjoy everything that we are going to be teaching you. So don't bother your head about every of the big grammars that we have been blowing here since morning. So thank you so much. We are so grateful for everybody that joined. Our CVO, thank you for joining this call. Thank you, everybody. Mary Francis, Oluwase, Fortress, I see you. I see Esther, Noah, a lot of people on the call. We are at the point we had about 80 people on the call. So thank you so much. We are so grateful for you being here. Please do not forget to write your testimonial about Ezekiel on LinkedIn. Tag TestarsQuarter, tag Ezekiel as well, and tag Ibironke Yekini. You can also tag me. Thank you so much. So we are grateful for having you. So that's how we are going to be ending our fireside chat for today. Next weekend, we are going to see again. That's Friday, 8 p.m. We'll have another webinar with one of our facilitators. The information will be passed to you on the community. Thank you so much and have a lovely weekend. Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you so much.
Please kindly drop his LinkedIn account here, please.
Okay, I will.
No.
Ezekiel, you want to say something? Your hand is raised, Ezekiel. You want to say something? You have the floor.